Talk about originals, I meant them literally. In 1977, Chevrolet made the second generation of the Z28 Camaro, and that was this one. This very vehicle was introduced to us in the 2007 Michael Bay adaptation series of The Transformers, going by its character named BumbleBee. But there was something else that pretty much outshines the Camaro than just being a Transformers movie icon. The Chevrolet Camaro was already an icon that almost went down out of the line to almost being a mythical legend, and that's when the Transformers really became part of the series and how the Chevrolet Camaro was shaped today. Today we are diving into the lore of the second generation Chevrolet Camaro Z28. So let's talk about the second generation Z28 Camaro. The Chevrolet Camaro Z28 second generation released in early 1973 between 1977, and guess what? This car was famously introduced as the character's movie trope Bumblebee from the live action TV series of the Transformers franchise. Why? Because the original 1980s version depicts Bumblebee as a yellow 1965 Volkswagen Beetle. But then the 2007 live action series came out in 2007 with Michael Bay, and Michael Bay chose the Chevrolet Camaro because Michael Bay didn't really like Bumblebee as a Volkswagen Bug because it pretty much reminds him of another Volkswagen character called Herbie. And the Chevrolet Camaro technically fits that choice. There are two different versions of the Chevrolet Camaro used in the first live action Transformers movie, and that is this one. The other one was the Chevrolet Camaro Super Sport, which released between 2006 and 2012. And this Chevrolet Camaro was the very first iteration of the live action series of the Transformers character Bumblebee. What I truly understand about the Chevrolet Camaro Z28 from 1977 is that this Camaro was pretty much a lot more different compared to what Bumblebee was originally depicted as. When I first watched the live action Transformers movie, it just goes to show that Bumblebee's character have shifted over the past few years. From almost 40 years ago of the franchise, Bumblebee was always depicted as a Volkswagen Bug. In the early series of the Transformers franchise featured between 1984 and 1986. But since 2007, the Transformers franchise gave Bumblebee an alternate new motive, and that is the Chevrolet Camaro altercation. The altercation between a bug and a Chevrolet Camaro is just phenomenally realistic. From being a Volkswagen Bug to Bumblebee becoming a Camaro, the Chevrolet Camaro's focus on naming that character Bumblebee was just about right. But why was Bumblebee depicted as a Chevrolet Camaro in the live action Transformers if the original was him being a Volkswagen Beetle? Well, it's simple. The Chevrolet Camaro was almost into a downfall that quickly nearly declined sales, and guess what? The Transformers franchise released in 2007 with Michael Bay as producer, and then they realized one thing: they need the Chevrolet Camaro, and by the time the Transformers movie was released, the Chevrolet Camaro was now known as the most famous automobile that depicted the yellow Autobot known as Bumblebee. The Chevrolet Camaro from 1977 is just by far the ultimate Transformers makeover. From being a Volkswagen Beetle to now being this, Bumblebee looked a lot more better if he was just a Chevrolet Camaro than a Volkswagen Beetle, because I think Bumblebee fits the Camaro design so well. I mean, just look at it. It's bright yellow filled with black racing stripes, perfectly matching the colors of a bee because he is named Bumblebee, no pun intended. This joke was actually a practical reason on why everyone chose the Chevrolet Camaro. What I obviously learned from Bumblebee is that the car doesn't just depict his character, it defines the development of a character from the original generation to the next new one. The new one gave us the Chevrolet Camaro concept, while the original concept was a Volkswagen Beetle. And for me, I think the Beetle just fits not quite right into the story because a transformer being depicted as a Volkswagen Beetle the same way as a sentient race car from the 1969 Love Bug movie just doesn't add quite right. And the Chevrolet Camaro was just the add-on that personally blames that of the original story. Although no one is personally blaming this concept as a fact, but the detail in the Chevrolet Camaro just makes everything quite right. I mean, the diagonal lines to the iconic race stripes just makes the car feel more characteristic than just being a prop. In my defense, the Chevrolet Camaro is not just a vehicle everyone just knows and appreciates. The downfall of the Chevrolet Camaro to now being risen up from the early stages towards the success, GMC really did succeed with the Camaro thanks to Michael Bay's Transformers adaptation franchise. Without this car, the car wouldn't be able to exist without naming a character at all. The pedigree between Transformers and its adaptation with the Camaro is just absolutely perfect. I mean, Bumblebee being colored yellow and black with a body of a Chevrolet Camaro just makes perfect sense. I mean, a Volkswagen Beetle doesn't sound quite right because, it's a love bug. Everyone loves the Volkswagen Beetle as Herbie, but Bumblebee, no, it didn't go so well. And in fact, the Chevrolet Camaro version of Bumblebee was a lot better than Volkswagen Beetle version Bumblebee. I mean, this version is purely classic. It's nothing compared to what the original was. Bumblebee felt a lot more powerful as the Camaro, not a Volkswagen Beetle, because I think it makes him look quite younger compared to everyone else who is so big and powerful. The Beetle, well, it's just small. I mean, it may be small, but at least give it the whole credit for being a Disney movie character car. But Transformers 2007 was a lot more different. Depicting Bumblebee as a Chevrolet Camaro is the true reason on why this car had become quite the success. And that is the story of how everything about the Chevrolet Camaro and Transformers really happened.